and I don't really have. I've got no story to talk about in particular, but I do want to. We're live now. Hi everybody. But I do want to ask about comics and stuff, and your comic. But why is it that? Here's my question, because I was looking at shipping numbers international, and definitely Australia has this stronghold of Comicsgate supporters there, and like now over 3 campaigns, like it's consistently Australia it's the third biggest international country that's supporting comics.
So you'd have, guessing, I'd say you'd have England, you'd have Canada, and then Australia.
Yep. Exactly like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna pull up. I'm curious. I'm gonna pull up on Fatal. I won't show this because I'm afraid I'm gonna dox somebody if I do. Campaign insights. But I don't know why it surprised. Well, this is why it surprised me, because I can't remember who it might have been. Corey I talked to, and I asked him about, hey, in Australia, are you guys getting Marvel comics? Like what? And he was saying that it wasn't really a thing.
So basically you had comic book stores, obviously, yeah, but they're in like the big cities, so you couldn't really get access to them unless you traveled into like the city, which is, for most people like an hour away by train. So you'd get comics from your newsagents, but the only comics you could get, and your newsagent is like your local like milk bar store, but they have newspapers and magazines, all that kind of stuff. But what they had was pretty much Judge Dredd and the Phantom. So for some reason they didn't really have Marvel books at the newsagent. So a lot of Australians just missed out on that whole Marvel DC thing. It was just so weird.
It's strange, and I know I'm like America centric. And again, the more I've been doing this, the more I realize, like, hey, there's, so it's just over a quarter of my backers. And I think this is pretty consistent all across every campaign that I've done, are international backers. So about 75%, a little under 75% are from the US. The United Kingdom is the second largest group. Then you have Canada, who's very close behind. And then you have Australia. And then after that, it's just little one-off countries that you don't really see a pattern there. So I don't know. Are there a lot of people that read comics in Australia? Like, does it have its own kind of culture there, or did you not know anybody that was into comics?
Well, I mean, there are people that are into comics, but it's small. Like it's in comparison to the US. Yeah, I was just reading that. It's so true. It does, doesn't it?
Like same color.
Backgrounds are the same color. But yeah. I mean, there is a community here of people that make comics, but it's not massive. Nothing like it is over there. Like it's a whole different ball game over there.
Yeah. And even over here, it's like, I know it seems like comics are really big on the East Coast. I've never lived on the East Coast, but even then, like when I lived in Michigan for a while, and that is where like I just saw comics around, here. I never, it was such a rare occurrence to see. It was like Garfield, like those kinds of things. You get little books from the library of Garfield strips. But I didn't really know anybody growing up that actually read comic books. And so, but I think that was just, I don't know, it was just here. But we have a couple comic book shops that are, in a reasonable distance. But, and I live in a pretty big city, and I live next to really big cities, relatively speaking. But I don't know, it's just interesting how it sort of, I don't know, it just clusters different places. And, I don't know. It's cool though. I like that there's a big stronghold in Australia. What about manga there? Is that a different story?
I don't know. I mean, I read manga and I watch anime. Like it's awesome. I love it. I don't know about other people. I don't know about any little cults or followings of people that do, but I'm sure there's heaps of them.
Yeah, yeah, I imagine. Manga is one of the, even anime. Like I'll hear people they're into it, but it seems like it's more of like a private thing. I don't know how else to say it. My brother was like, "You have to anime's so great. You have to watch some." So I've watched
Mm,
One Punch Man and Death Note. Death Note was the first one I watched. So
wow,
good,
good choice.
fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good one for a new person.
What are I've also seen Attack on Titan. That was
Yeah,
I saw that one.
I,
Any other
three
recommendations?
fantastic choices.
Yeah.
Really good choices. I like all of those.
Add to my list. What should be the next one?
Oh, jeez. They would have been my first three choices. I think Death Note's fantastic because it has a really interesting storyline. One Punch Man is fantastic because it's hilarious and it's fun at the same time. And I think Attack on Titan has a really interesting story, like lots of twists and turns happening in that. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, yeah, man. I've watched that and it doesn't grab me as much as everyone else says it should. And there's stuff I could recommend, but it's not you're not there yet. You need some more stepping stones to get to those things. I can't think of some.
Yeah.
Parasite. We have it on Netflix. Is really good. It's really good.
Okay. Parasite.
That's what I'd recommend. Yeah, it's really good.
All right, I'll look that up.
Mm.
Nice. I am getting my first manga, and the part that I'm getting it. I'm getting it for Christmas. I was just like, you can get me this book. I've been interested in trying it, and so here we go. But I flipped through it first, and you have to read it backward, and that's the thing that I can't. I don't even know if I'll be able to do it. That's mind bending, but I don't know. We'll find out if I can do it.
Another one would be Berserk. That's really good too.
Berserk. Okay, I've heard of that one.
Yeah.
Very cool. Nice.
Just back to the different countries. You know what countries have surprised me? Germany and Sweden.
Yeah, there have been. Let me pull up my countries again. Here.
Little popular clusters, Germany and Sweden. They seem to like their comic books there, which is cool.
Yeah, and I have I'll see these countries that are campaign insights. There we go. Yeah, there's definitely, or I'll get them in Guam, and I can explain. They're usually sent to a U.S. base there, like an army base in Guam. That makes sense. A few others, but yeah, then it has it broken down. So I got United States, United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, then Germany, then Sweden.
Yeah.
Then Ireland, Finland, Guam, New Zealand, and then everything else is clustered together in other. And that includes 28 countries in that other column, which is crazy. It really is. It's just worldwide. Speaking of wide, hey, Vaughn, how are you doing?
I get that a lot. You wouldn't believe. Oh, man, I'm good. How are you?
Very good. We're just talking about the countries, where people are buying books from all over the world. But Australia definitely has you guys could build a fort out there out of comic books. Decided. Fort cool. Comic books. Fort CG. Yeah. There you go.
And the thing that sucks for you guys is to ship international costs heaps of money. Like in comparison, we can ship international. It's probably about maybe half or 2/3 of what you have to pay to ship international. But then again, the flip side of that is, 70% of our customers are from the US. So, yeah.
Yeah. How much are you charging on shipping to the US? Do you remember?
Geez. No, not off the top of my head. I think it's like 15 US.
15.
Dang.
Okay.
I wish I could have done that. You have to go a little higher if you're shipping for me to England, Australia, stuff like that.
Yeah. And that this is one of those things I would love to find a really good solution. I always hear from international backers you got to do something, but it's that's how much it costs, and I lose money on most of those. So I don't know, it's tough. I've had there were let me think, man. The UK is usually like, for my books, it'll end up being somewhere between $23 if they're buying just the one, and if they, I don't know, there's some like weight, some number of books that changed the weight, and then it was like $30 if I think it was like the 4-book bundle or whatever from my first campaign. It's $30, so it's like I'm losing $5 each time I ship one of these out, and then I don't know. It's just, I wish there was a better solution, but
there's got to be like, they've got to move towards like a print on demand type thing where you can just get it printed in whatever country and it gets shipped out from there. But I don't know how long that's going to be, like how far away that's going to be.
yeah, I worry too about, because I've done print on demand for my regular like novels that I used to do on Amazon, and they're not great quality, like great print quality. It's just like kind of that's what you get. But I'm sure someone could do it. The other thing I thought of is if there was somebody that wanted to be a distributor in the UK, and I could just ship them boxes of books, like freight. Here you go. Then they have my books. Then they could distribute them all over Europe. But that would take, I don't know. It would be tough because people would have to place their order with them instead. And then, I don't know.
It seems like there's no good answer right now.
There isn't. Yeah.
Hey, guys. Want to play a little game?
Yes.
I'm afraid.
It's called
What You Working On with Vaughn.
I want to know what you guys are working on in terms of like your writing at the moment.
Hey, that's a good question.
I'm doing so I'm working on Replicator 4, but I'm actually doing some like origin stories for some of the characters in a separate book, because the way I think about it is, right, our books come out, you know, once, twice, 3 times a year if we're being optimistic. We're not doing monthly, so we can't, in my opinion, we can't have origin stories for other characters weaved into the main plot line, because it's just going to slow down that story even more. Right. So I think doing like a separate book with some origin stories of some characters is a really cool little thing to do. So that's what I'm doing.
Did with old X-Men back in the day. It was cool. I love some of those old I usually Chris Claremont, but some other X-Men origin stories, you know, where you can read like into more depth on characters that people overlook a lot, you know. It's fun.
And
like
all my superhero people are created they're not superheroes. All the super powered people in my universe are created the same, with mass human experimentation. So I've kind of done like a before, during, and then after but they're all different characters. So one does the before, one does the during, and one does the after. So it's going to be, it's really cool. I'm excited about it. That's what I'm doing for it.
That's a badass. I like it.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Okay, Clint.
Yeah.
In.
So I've been doing a ton of writing, actually. So it's been kind of nice. But so I'm working on Downcast, and I just thought, I've explained this, but what I'm doing is I'm just like, this is an ongoing series. So I changed the format a bit. I'm writing in issues. And so I've got that are one issue is completely finished. It needs to be lettered, but it's finished.
Right.
So I finished the script for the next one. I'm working on the third one. And then
awesome.
Dracula, I'm doing this a little bit different. I hired an editor first, like before outlining stage. I'm curious, like I'm so interested in how the writing process differs and when you bring editors in. So I'm trying to do this one as though, hey, I'm working for a comic book company and I've got an editor there that's sort of leaning on me from the get-go. You know, how you make this
who's your editor? Who's leaning on you?
I'll tell you. I'll tell you later. I'm not sure.
Okay.
We'll see.
He who leans shall remain anonymous for now.
Yeah, at least for now. Yeah, at least
it's
for
not,
now.
It's not the B-Dog.
It's what?
Not the B-Dog.
the B-Dog Brandon. No, it's not Brandon. I've got other stuff for Brandon though. He does fantastic. But I've been
Mr.
working.
Crothers, I love him.
Yeah, he's so good.
Dude.
Another great editor is Christina Lynn, who she edited. She's very good at line. She knew like they're like rules. I remember learning obscure rules in college, but she was like always had it like at command, like, hey, you have to make a decision about this, and then very specific to comics stuff. So she's been really a good editor too.
Oh, that's nice. Cool, man.
Then one more thing is I'm working on I don't know. I'm working on something for Narwhal. Something
I don't work with the Narwhal and I keep like totally bluing each other's balls about working together, and then we don't. And, like I hate it. Like I hate my existence.
Yeah.
And I hear you get to work with them. You lucky.
Well, probably not in the capacity that you're thinking. I don't. He didn't say I could say
a shorty. Okay.
It kind of like what you did for me, Vaughn, without ruining it. You know.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry, Narwhal. I'm just writing a foreword.
That one time at band camp.
Okay.
None of that. Nosferatu. I'm doing something for that, and I know I'm just getting it because of my last name.
Yeah,
I'll take it. That's all it comes down to.
I think that's just brilliant, though.
I'll take it.
I think that's use those Comicsgate connections, friends. Like, dude, I'm gonna use you as I'm gonna pimp you because of Dracula too. No, I'm kidding. I won't ever do that to you, man.
I mean, I'll take. I am benefiting from the success of an extremely obscure relative. I didn't think we were related for the longest time, but I'm gonna milk it. So, but yeah, that's what's going on for me. We are talking too. We're very seriously about doing a crossover, like a Dracula Nosferatu crossover, because why not? You know, he's doing that book. I'm doing this book. We'll do some kind of talking about making it fun though.
That's funny. Awesome. You know what those comics are? They're like cool underground psychedelic bands back in the 60s.
Yeah.
Like getting together to jam and like that one night only concert that just rules that everyone talks about forever. The legendary show. That's what these books become, guys. It's awesome.
Yeah, I think it'd be a fun little thing for I don't know. Yeah, people to get. It'd be definitely obscure. It'd be a piece of memorabilia. And it could be fun, but that's down the line. So,
and did you ask us on so we would ask you? Is that what the was?
Now can we get to me? No, I'm kidding. No, I actually, to be honest, I wanted to ask you because I'm really interested in what other people are doing right now in Comicsgate. And as a writer, when I get to hear about other writers and what they're up to, it's just like I'm just like into it. And like, and also because I'm a writer, I love to help give advice to my buddies if I can. But like, it sounds to me like you guys are just doing awesome work. And that makes me feel happy. I like that.
I'm also working on a Star Trek inspired comic as well. So that's going to be
Isn't it amazing how many projects you find yourself juggling like behind the scenes that you can't tell anyone about? It's crazy. I started writing something called I started writing about some devil brothers who get sick of their jobs in hell and they bail on it and they leave and like they're in trouble, but they come to Earth and they become mortal and they keep these horrific devil powers where their bodies shift and turn into like horrific weaponry of like teeth and claws and what have you. But like they just kind of they're susceptible to die now, you know, and they're kind of hunted by hell because they left their positions that were kind of important in the functioning of hell. And it's about them trying to like get through that. And I just started the script and it's so cool, man. It is so funny and weird. Like one of the things I like about writing is, and I realize this again and again as I make stuff, you need to set yourself up to have fun so that like once you start writing the script, you're like jamming out, you're having fun, you're laughing, you're enjoying it, you're entertained. I think that translates well to the final product. And I feel like that with like the first 10 pages of this, like I'm already really into it. So it's like cool getting other scripts going behind the scenes. And
I just see you sitting at a desk with a pen and paper, just writing, and then just laughing out loud, getting like a mad scientist.
Well, I listen to music, and I get up, and I have these wireless earphones, and I move around my house, like thinking and talking to myself. Like it's like you go into a trance for a bit, man. You're in that world for a bit. Speaking of other worlds, it's Eric Weathers.
He's just rolled in
ho.
From Pluto.
Hey, Eric.
Hi.
Yeah. Live from the snowy insides.
It's
What?
I should always have weather effects no matter what.
Yeah.
Where's your face, Vaughn?
It's hidden.
Why?
It's hidden. I don't know. I didn't shave.
Dandruff alert, Leroy says.
It's Vaughn's dandruff.
It's just leaking down. I want to say one thing on writing, Vaughn. You got me thinking. Is sometimes like I have found myself like you study the craft of writing and all the things you're supposed to do and not supposed to do. And you have to remember, and I'm sort of like reconnecting my roots here, that you gotta just make it at the end of the day a fun, cool, interesting story.
Yeah.
And there's not writing advice that makes that. I mean, it can help a little bit, but for the most part, it's what would make this cool, you know?
Yeah, it is.
And that is huge. You cannot.
That's the
recipe.
recipe.
The rules. That's the thing. You can apply the rules, but you still got to make it cool. And so I've been I'm trying to connect that with everything I'm doing, and that definitely makes it more fun as you're writing.
Yeah. Yeah. If you set yourself up with like a good, solid structure and you know your characters, you maybe do little character bios, even if it's as simple as like, they like this, they don't like that. And that's it, you know, a few things. Just keep it simple, but like know your characters, get really into your structure, make sure your structure is like solid. It's like a fun roadmap for an awesome road trip ahead that you're excited to take. Because when you start writing this, I mean, it's a task, man. Make no mistake. Like it takes a lot of time, and you're going to go back and polish and change a million things. It's crazy, man. But yeah, so set yourself up to have fun instead of just like, hunched over your keyboard, choosing your adverbs and freaking out. Like
they're doing that with the new Green Lantern story.
They're hunched over.
He doesn't like Hal Jordan, and he likes John Stewart.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has me blocked. Does he have you blocked?
I don't know.
I did stream about him on Monday, so that could be why. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, the thing is, if you're saying something on Twitter, it's public. I don't know why like if you post it out on the internet, it is public. And if you're a public figure, I can't remember if he's got a check mark by his name, but like you're writing Green Lantern. We can talk about your opinions on Green Lantern, like that's par for the course. Anyway,
is it?
Yeah, I think. It is.
Oh, okay. If tweets are public, I'll be right back.
He's got a whole bunch to delete. He's gonna go Enron over there and be burning.
Oh yeah, you're so spicy, Eric. Turn those off.
Skeletons to throw in a closet somewhere.
I saw you once. You got so spicy just recently. You were talking about eyes, how to do capital I's, do the crossbars versus the no crossbars.
Controversial.
I mean,
don't get me started.
Everyone was waiting with bated breath to hear your response to that.
The retweets were endless. They're like, this guy.
I will go on a rant. A rant for all rants of all time. But not right now, because I'm busy drawing flying monkeys.
Flying monkeys.
Sounds much more reasonable.
That's exactly what Eric said too. All right, so the reason for the season, yes, it's Christmas, okay, but that's not what it means.
2 seconds is the person at the door.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just gonna say we're here for Replicator. We are here for Replicator. I'm gonna go with her.
Really?
Never mind. He's got 4 days left.
What? It's still going?
4 days.
It never ends.
Keeps replicating and replicating. There's no way to stop it.
60-day campaigns feel like not twice the length, they feel like 4 times the length of a 30-day campaign. Is that how it seems to you guys? You guys both have done 60-day campaigns, right?
I'm so well beyond it, I don't even remember the feeling anymore.
the endless in demand phase too. Yeah, that's
quite literally endless.
I want to be done.
He's leaving it open, even during fulfillment.
Vaughn is, I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, everyone's telling me that people are going to want to get a copy, so I better leave the store open.
Unless you have some other means to sell it, and
not yet, but I'm working on a website for my comic company, whatever you'll call me.
I need a good company name. I don't have one. I kind of have Flying Fortress Studios, but
Sunny Weathers. So I'm trying to think of like a play.
Don't buy a car from Sunny Weathers. You know, that's what they're
I wouldn't buy a car from Sunny Weathers.
Okay.
I should just call it Uncle Carl Press or something.
Sunny Weathers is a stripper name, man.
Apollo Studios.
Well, so I've been working a bit on my branding. What I need is there's somebody that can do 8-bit design, just like very simple 8-bit icons. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah,
like the pixel figure things.
Exactly.
One of my friends
look up pixel artists on Twitter, man. There's all kinds of them.
I posted on Twitter, no one responded. I got a lot of retweets, but no, I'm just like this. I
Do you
know
think the pixel art community is mostly SJ Dub?
I mean, they're like pixels are.
Do you think Kyung would know how to? I feel like Kyung might know how to do that.
Pixels are every color. Okay, buddy.
I'm sure there are a lot of people out there.
Hang on.
You got one you're gonna share.
Oh, hey, Rob. Can you hear me?
I can.
Hello. There's a Mohawk in Battle Brick Road.
Nice.
But it's on a flying monkey.
I could do that right now.
I think it looked cool.
Why not? Yeah.
Mohawk monkey? Come on, man.
But I already have the Mohawk on the guy.
It is racist. Oh no!
I don't know where I land on it, but it has to happen. I've got this envisioned, you know. But yeah,
share my screen. Is this what you mean?
Let's see it. Let's see what you got. That. Oh wow, that's an animated one. Even that is more in depth than I need. It's more simple than that, even. But yes, exactly the pixelated look kind of deal. Yeah, I that's what I want. I'm going to do a website, but I don't know. I might experiment taking a campaign down and saying, hey, it's on the website if you want to get it. So that way it's a little different, but I don't know. The thing is, just having Downcast up is nice because it's some cash flow. And if you're just depending upon the one campaign, it's, I don't know, like it just doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to sell books continually. Maybe that's just
Eric are going to be working together. That's really exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Have you told people about that, Eric?
He's made it public, so I guess I can. I'm going to be lettering Eric Canetti's Arc Athena series.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah.
That's amazing, man.
It's
following him for a while.
Yeah, so that's huge, right? That's absolutely huge. Eric Canetti's a fantastic artist.
Yeah.
He reached out to me and was like, hey, are you still lettering? I was like, hell yeah, I'm still lettering. I looked on my Instagram. I'm never on Instagram. Apparently he sent me a message through there like a few weeks back and I didn't see it. So thankfully he found me on Twitter and reached out. So yeah, he has some friend that streams and I don't remember his name, but his friend said that I was the go-to guy for lettering for Comicsgate books. So he reached out and he talked to your boy as well, and your boy gave me a good recommend. So yeah, nice
dude. That's awesome. Yeah, he's so good. I know he pops up in our chat sometimes. So yeah,
he's a really cool dude, man. We had him on the other day, and he thinks about things in depth and is really articulate. So he's like the opposite of me. So it's quite nice.
He really does put a lot of thought into stuff.
And I think, like, I was looking through his art. It reminded me a lot of Charlie's art. Like, they both have that really fluid motion lines, like those loose lines that make it all seem so dynamic. It's really interesting.
Yeah, he does stuff like he'll post with ballpoint pen, stuff he's done with ballpoint pen, and it's like, really? Like, how? I was fooled. Like, I thought it was digital or something. It was just a ballpoint pen. Like,
and he's going to do a cover for me too for Replicator 4.
I gotta get this guy on Monster MD or something. Because I've been a fan for way too long. Like, I want to see his. What I like is his takes on things too. His design is so like unique, and yet like you can't take your eyes off it. Like, it's got such great little details and like natural like feels to it. It's I just love like his version of Trap Jaw. Like, I love seeing that. I like to see his version of all kinds of things. Sometimes his stuff even has almost kind of like a cyberpunky feel, like almost kind of like a zombie undead look. He mixes things in a really cool way that like I haven't seen done anywhere else. It's cool.
And he works hard too, man. Like, he's up at like 5 a.m. and works for like 4 hours, then spends an hour with the family, then he does his 9 to 5, then he spends like another hour with the family, and then he works till like 11 or some craziness like that.
Wow.
He's legit hardcore.
Wow. So he did agree to do a cover, or is this one of those things where you put it out in the universe and you're hoping it's happening?
No, he agreed. He agreed. Cool. He do it.
That's
Leroy
awesome.
says Rob gets dirt on people and forces them to draw covers for him. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes, man.
He's a hardworking guy. Yeah, you gotta make it happen. All right, so let's look at the Replicator. Rob's back. I named the stream I Pity the Fool because I mean, I don't even have to answer that question, And Replicator 3, you've got 4 days left. Mutants versus machines. I don't know. Tell us about the first off, congrats. This is your biggest campaign yet.
By far. Yeah, like amazingly so. I think I can't even remember what the numbers were, but I think we beat the previous one in like the first week or something, or first 2 weeks, like the highest previous total in 2 weeks.
Nice.
So yeah, that's smashed. Yeah, it's going gangbusters. It's going really well.
What do you attribute to the growth here? What do you think?
I think honestly, following that crowdfunding document, like there was problems with the last campaign I ran. I was meant to launch on someone's channel. Didn't happen. My fault, because if you don't have it locked in, then it's on you, right? It's not on the person. So that didn't happen, and I literally launched like half an hour before I went to bed because I said I was going to launch on that day. So I just thought, fuck it, I'll just launch, and yeah, it was horrendous. We had like 30 backers on day one. We had like 60 the next day, but yeah, I mean, we had 204 on day one with this campaign. So there's been massive improvements, which is really good. So yeah, things like building up the email list, it was key. Having really cool sign up bonuses, like we're giving away original art for people that signed up, and they've been raffled off already. So yeah, lots of cool stuff. I could talk about the crowdfunding aspect of it for hours, honestly, but I don't know how interesting everyone finds that.
Nobody likes crowdfunding here.
No.
I was gonna say,
can we talk about chicks or something? I'm kidding. I actually want. Sorry, Clint. Go ahead. You were saying.
I was just saying. I think it's interesting how, again, like so many people that are backing comic book campaigns, they're really deeply interested in the process of making comics and crowdfunding it, and it just I don't know. It's very connected, so it's kind of a fun hobby.
We need to get this out for the Comicsgate documentary that's going to be about us someday. We gotta like tell the people the truth. Like, you can do this. It takes a lot of work, and even then, in comics, there's some like curse about it almost, where people might look at all this work you did and be like, "Yeah, whatever." Like it's very easy. That'll happen. People are very skeptical. You have to win them over. It's not easy. This takes a lot of work. This story here with Replicator, part of why it's so cool to me is Rob's put in the work, and like, look at it pay off. This is awesome. He's at the top of his bookmaking game and his crowdfunding game. You can tell, like, he's got it. He's getting it figured out. The guy's like writing the document on this. He has it tattooed to his back. Like, this is the real deal. So thank you. It's a good success story. But yeah, I'm inspired by stuff like this. This is cool to see this happen and watch people grow. You know? Yeah,
and like I wrote the document because I wasn't happy with how it went last time, and I didn't want to do that again. Like, you know, I want to keep building and growing from strength to strength and growing this thing. And like even this campaign, there's lots of things that I've noticed that can be improved on. Like, you know, we probably led with the stretch goals too early. I'd probably let those go for a couple of days and then, you know, put them all in once. You know, once it's all the first day and the second day have gone, because we flew through like 3 stretch goals on the first day, so it was bonkers.
Oh, definitely wait on those for sure. I think is that in the document now? I haven't checked it in a little while.
No, it's not. I will add it.
Yeah,
in.
Definitely think of hold your stretch goals back until after probably your first or second day, or maybe even until at least after you've hit funding, and that way you kind of have a rough idea of where you're gonna land.
Well, hitting funding didn't apply for me because the goal was so low, so we hit it within like minutes. So it definitely I would probably hold it back at least 1 day, if not more. But the other thing I'm noticing is just getting people to the actual page has been challenging. You know, last time I was on EVS's show, right, and he put through 1,000 people by himself from one show. Right? Wow. I haven't had that luxury this time, and it is like it's amazing that one person. To me anyway, it's amazing that one person can put 1,000 people through to a page. I think that's crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, driving traffic. I keep thinking I want to do Instagram, but I want to focus on it hard. Like I want to commit like a month that I'm going to be Instagramming video, no, just video, you know, because that works for other niches. How's that for everybody?
Niche.
But yeah, I totally agree. Stretch goals are one of those things you can really ruin yourself with, because if you do too many too low, and then you find out I'm promising a lot for not that much. Yeah. But then also I've seen campaigns where they put these stretch goals up at the get-go and they're high numbers and they're not even getting close to those first stretch goals. It just looks terrible when that happens. Nobody wants that. Stretch goals are to stretch. You just gotta like, here's the next, landmark. So
make it like a burlesque show, man. Just like show a little in the beginning, and you show a little more.
I think you got to fit that
and then boom, tassels flipping stretch goal.
That'll be the rep.
You show a little shoulder, a little bit.
Oh, there you go. The art of the tease, man. That's what I do with mine. At least
stop showing off your apparel that you're wearing. Jeez,
I just
make I feel uncomfortable.
Oh, see you later, battle. Oh, there it is. Should I go get my Monster MD shirt?
I need to get my red shirt. My red logo.
Rob, they want a trading card.
I'm gonna have a mutiny on my hands soon if I don't do a trading card. It looks like
they're getting mad.
I'm about to do 2 trading cards per campaign, man, just to sate these beasts.
Why stop it?
I think I got 8 trading cards with lost pages. I was just like,
you did.
Hey, how many stretch goals I hit, man? Stretch goals, big bam. No, there was 1 card missing, and I was just like, we almost got to 9.
Look at that beautiful glare.
Billy Tucci's. They're shiny. It's hard not to glare.
What's on the back?
They're numbered. They'll have this symbol, and then at the bottom they have Kickstarter and Indiegogo. These are like foil infused. Billy, he told me what they were. I can't remember, but they're like foily. They're so cool.
He had a special printer that was like gold thread or something insane.
It's expensive too, so I don't know. People love trading cards, though. I am honestly surprised at how much people like trading cards. To me, I just think of them as like a throwaway thing, but people love them. So, yeah, I think that's a good call. Do a trading card. Who knows? Eric could do it for you. Who knows?
Eric's too busy. Too busy.
I mean, I could do it. It's gonna look pretty trashy. If that's what you're looking for, a pretty trashy trading card.
I'm not too busy.
We should all do a stretch goal that we all will make a Comicsgate trading card of like ourselves. You know, like you can get the Vaughn,
Like-
you can get the Clint, you can get the Vampire Clint, and you can get Rob the Replicator. You know,
You can
Like
get
a
it strand
lot.
in my hair.
oh wow, the lettering Jesus is giving out hair now.
Yeah.
Was that? I thought that was a freebie. I opened up Flying Fortress and it had a beard hair in it. I thought that was just a mistake.
It's
I thought that was a warning. It was a warning, Clint.
Are you
It's
sure?
is what it is.
I knew someone was going to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll never know.
It wasn't even my beard hair. That's the best part.
Some
Oh, boy.
postal worker most likely.
It could have been a postal worker. They're radical, says Jasper. I got my sheet package yesterday. Yeah, it's really cool getting all the stuff in there to look through. I like that. Did you back Mary Boys? Any of you have that?
Yeah,
book?
I love it.
It's
I love that book.
beautiful, fantastic, well written, like
Yep.
so
Work
good.
of art. Work of friggin' art.
Yeah, there are a few guys out there that I look at their stuff and then I'm like, they're a different. I don't know how to describe this, but they're this other level of artist. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's
Yeah, I
this,
do.
Kelsey Shannon is one of those people, I think, and you see it in his videos. Even like he's just got this
Mastery.
creativity.
Call it a mastery.
Yeah, he's
really
got that. I don't know, but yeah, this is one. Carl's one of those people, man. His book's fantastic.
I love how you just gave us all the backhand all at once.
yeah.
Oh, come on, you guys are all man.
I don't give a damn.
Yeah, you're all man, and everyone here is a fantastic artist too. I'm just saying, Carl is like, there's something like he's amazing. That's all I'm
Do
saying.
you think John Malin's in that same category as amazing?
Yeah,
I like John Malin's art.
Yeah,
See it pop in the chat.
I
Oh,
like
did he?
yeah.
John.
It's slick. Oh, there he is.
That's why I said it. I'm like, oh, Clint's gonna get himself in trouble here.
I know, man. You can't compliment anyone without it becoming a backhand to someone else, I
That's
guess.
kind of the whole reason anti-CG exists, right?
Yeah. Yeah, pay attention. I'll never understand that too. Like, your book is successful. I'm not sure. Wait, what's happening? I'm trying to share my screen. There we go. Here we go again.
Oh, there we go. Sexiness.
Hey,
Forgot my train of thought. But Rob, pitch the Replicator for anyone out there that hasn't backed it yet. They only have 4 days left. This is the moment.
Yeah, basically, there's been a virus that has been released in England. It kills millions of people, and 2 corporations use the chaos and the fact that the government has crumbled, unable to help its people, to seize control over the country. But one of them uses mechs and super soldiers. The other creates super mutants. And obviously they both want to take over, and only one can succeed. So they fight it out. And as you can see in this beautiful art drawn by William Watt Reyes and colored by Corey Barton himself.
Beautiful.
very nice.
Very cool.
Corey Barton, the we'll say runner-up of the Scarecrow color off.
No, let's call it how it is. He was the loser.
There we got Jasper says no participation trophies here, ladies. Or no here, but just ladies. All right.
And yeah, Dan Frager has started working on his cover. He sent me the thumbnail, so I'm excited. Hopefully he does it. His pencils in the next 3 days, and it's going to be tight. But let's see how that goes.
Is it me, or have you gotten a lot of different cool artists to do covers for you throughout these books?
Yeah, man. I mean,
you've got quite a lineup.
The first one was Clayton Barton, who, you know,
yeah,
we're like thick as thieves.
He's awesome.
The second book was Aaron L. Fetchy's first book, and he did both the covers. So his very first comic work. And now we've got Kanan White, we've got Rob Willis, and we've got Dan Frager doing it. And
that's hot.
Yeah, and you know, it took ages finding an artist after Aaron to continue issue 3 because Aaron set such a fucking high standard that it's hard to find someone that good. But I'm really happy with the artist we've got now. He does really dynamic panels, and he has wonderful facial expressions too. So I mean, that's something that he does really, really well.
Very cool.
Yeah, it looks super professional. I mean, you could just see it on any, you know, comic book stand. It looks exactly professional level. Great. I like it. Variant cover. How many? So this is issue number 3. Replicator is gonna keep going for a while, right? This is a sort of ongoing thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Are you gonna keep doing variant covers? This is something I've been personally wrestling with, and I'm kind of toying with not doing a variant cover on the next.
I think you have to, because you know it gives people an option. You know, if they don't like cover A, they can pick up cover B, and that you can sell them both. And that's what happens. Like you can put them in a pack, and people will pick up the pack. So I think you have to, man. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah,
you got people that are fans of artists and they want to collect everything that artist makes.
My philosophy was I feel weird sometimes about campaigns with a lot of variants. They turn me off. So like if you just do one, it's not a big deal to me. But like for my own campaign, I was like, man, I'm just gonna like let the cover do its thing and leave out the variants, and that way people will focus on the other book I was making, which was the sketchbook. Is the other, you know what I mean? If you want that 2-book thing, instead of it just being a variant, I'm giving you like a whole other cool book. I guess was the way I was looking at it, to see if that, you know, won some people over. And I mean, a lot of people got the sketchbook and book combo, so I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah.
I mean, real talk for a second, Vaughn. I didn't really like your cover that much. Right? Yeah, you know how much I love the internal pages. Like I gave them a 10 out of 10. The cover, like, it didn't speak to me so much. But if there was a variant, I probably would have got the variant. But yeah, that's what I'm saying though. Every cover doesn't speak to every person. Like there was this one guy on Twitter who said Ethan's Jay Lee cover wasn't good, and I'm like, that's probably one of my favorite covers I've seen. Like full stop. So
that's a great cover, man.
It's just it's weird that some people don't like certain
his style turns some people off. It's got that kind of gothy, dark, you know, dry brush creepiness to it. It's awesome.
Well, only one person can have the best cover in Comicsgate. So,
of course.
So we'll fight over it.
There's no fight. I already won.
I know.
Eric thinks he's got this.
he thinks so. Is this? Wait, I think I've seen the cover you're referring to.
Oh, I'm talking about 2020. That's the Kenneth Rocafort Battlebrick Road cover. I'm going to win 2021 as well with the Mail-in EDS cover. So,
yeah. Oh,
that's probably one of my favorite covers. Actually,
it is great. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I do. You need something else. Is the thing, like selling a book. You just have to for a crowdfunding campaign. That's what I thought. Like an ash can is a great idea. Or having like a follow-up story, not necessarily ash can, but something else. But then I keep thinking, why don't I just put that in the main book though too? It just make the main book longer.
Yeah.
So, but then I don't know. You have to have something there though. That's the question. I don't know.
But do you guys have like backers that collect everything you do? Like I've got a couple of them, and they want every single cover that I've ever made.
Yes, definitely.
I don't know. Well, I don't know. Because I can't remember somebody about every single thing I do yet. I get out the first book, but that's cool, man. Like I figured there is money in that, and there's people who appreciate all those other covers. You know, they're out there. I was just like thinking to myself, I'm going to approach it differently. It's my first book I'm ever printing. I don't want to be stuck with like a whole, like you can sometimes overprint a bunch of different covers and have that be a disaster, you know? I have a feeling you've got this down to a science, so I'm not like worried about you. You know, but yeah, for me, I was like worried about myself being like, am I going to have money for, you know, all these different covers or all these different, you know, books. So I pushed it, man. I pushed it, putting a crossover comic on top of everything. That was intense.
I know. I was just thinking, all the work to put together your books is insane. Like just doing Downcast and The Secret History of Strata, which I wasn't. I just reminded Eric, I forgot to send you that digital file. I apologize. You asked for it. I'll send that to you.
Hang on.
But that was an intense amount of work. Like just to know, like just collecting. Okay, I have this many pages that I'm putting content in. You're still writing content for those pages, and then if you need artwork, you're going and getting the artwork or paying somebody for more artwork, and it's just that's a ton of work that goes into it. I can only imagine. How many total pages did you have for Monster MD that you had to put together?
The main book is like 144 pages. I think something like that. And the sketchbook is like 74 pages. And then Shinobi Sasquatch versus Monster MD was written by me and drawn by Marco of Monster MD. So, and then Eric Leathers came in for letters again. So the team was back, minus our colorist. And we did, that crossover comic. That's another 20 pages. So yeah, I did around 200 pages of content. I mean, that's a thick.
It's intense
work.
Yeah. I'm looking for to get it. Have you gotten your proofs? I'm assuming, but you have your proofs back.
I approved everything. They're supposed to be printing, and they told me they're going to be getting it to me. Probably it's a little like later than I wanted. I wanted to get it like really quick, you know, but because they're printing a lot of books, it's probably like towards the end of the month, and then I start, you know, Eric will come over, we'll sign them, I'll ship them. It'll be awesome.
Hurry up, Vaughn.
I know. I'm sick of it. I want to be done with it.
I want my book.
And there's so much work ahead. You know what I mean? I'm exhausted already, and there's so much work ahead. So yeah, but we're gonna get it done. It's gonna be awesome. I can't wait for everyone to get this book. And I just want to hear what they think, man. This is the best thing I've ever made. So yeah.
Did you guys see your boy Zach's video today that he is going to be taking over fulfillment himself again?
Yeah. I saw the update from the campaign email.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm a little like, I hope it doesn't affect my timeline. I'm supposed to be getting those Jawbreakers pages like any day now. So I don't think that changes his production timeline. I know that Expendables is on the front burner, but you know, I'm ready to crack the whip on that project.
Get some lettering going
for a while.
Yeah.
He's just one quick point on the variant covers too. I love art, man. So if I can get like a cover done by Kevin, then I want that. If I can get one done by Rob Willis, then fuck yeah, give me that, please.
Yeah, I may try that in the future. I always try to think of it, like keep it on the table for my future campaigns. If I can get the right artist that I think is going to just rock it, you know, that would be really fun. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Nice. Cool. Well, I don't know. I might have a variant cover. I might not. I haven't decided, but regardless, I need something in that slot. But yeah. So fulfillment. I was just going to mention that it's interesting to me that these big, major players. You got both Ethan and Zach that are now taking more control over fulfillment instead of less. That's really interesting to me, because I would have thought it would naturally progress the other way and you just hire someone else to handle it. But they charge so much money. It just makes no sense at all. It's just easier, I mean, in Ethan's case, to rent or buy a warehouse, a van. all of that makes more sense than
for sure.
So I don't know, it kind of is to me. I'm like, okay, cool, like this is it's scalable, to do it. But one thing I suggest is, Vaughn, hire some help, just like anybody that you
my mom will be here and I'm gonna have a bottle of whiskey.
That'll end well.
Huge difference.
Yeah.
So much
Happy holidays, everybody. I'm gonna be packing your gifts after they're over and you're miserable and you're like drained and you just want to lay in bed with a good book. And what shows up at your door? Monster MD.
A good book.
A good book. I hope you guys dig it.
Nice. All right, everyone, back Replicator 3 because Rob needs more packages to fulfill. Because that's the dream. Packing and shipping books is the dream. You have a cool trailer, don't you, Rob?
Yeah, it's not bad. It's pretty good.
All right.
Who did that?
I've watched it, but share audio. So this is going to be a professional stream. All right, let's watch this sucker.
Does he sound like this?
Oh, yeah.
Prepared to do what it takes. You wanted a better world. I'm here to give it to you. Replicator returns with 32 pages of glorious full-color art, including covers from Dan Fraga, Kanan White, and Rob Willis. If you're new to the series, you can also pick up issue 1 and 2 with art from Jawbreakers and Graveyard Shift 3 artist Aaron Alfecci. Replicator 3, Mutants vs. Machines. Back in today, only on Indiegogo.
Heck yeah.
Leroy says, could have got a better voiceover, Rob.
That music is outstanding too. I love it. One thing we need is somebody to produce more epic music for trailers. I would pay too for epic music for trailers now that I see how integral it is.
Hold on a sec.
Why don't you use my musician? His name is Vasto, and he supports Comicsgate.
Vasto?
Yeah, and he rules.
Okay.
I met him on his website, and he was like in this chat, and everything was designed to look like 80s, like, computers and 8-bit stuff, and they were playing like synthwave music, and he was like, "Welcome to my hideout," and I was like, "Vasto, I need you for tunes," and he was like, "No problem, I am sympathetic to your causes." And then played his synths and started making awesome tunes, and he made the Monster MD theme song, and he made the Carla Rose Deathsworn's theme. He's done all kinds of work for all kinds of people, and he's amazing.
How cool. Well, good to know. Yeah, when I get to I guess you could start any time, but doing a trailer, I don't know, it's huge. I'm gonna do a trailer every time. So yeah, Vaughn, I need contact information. Very good.
Okay. I'm not telling you where I live, Clint.
Well, I might already know.
Okay. Whoa, doxed. But like, the thing is, I'll hit you up with Vasto's info for sure. I mean, if you're into that, he's really cool dude, cool to work with, good pricing, and his sound is legit, like synthy and fun. And you could ask him for like John Carpenter or like Escape from New York, and he will give you that. Like he's that good.
Oh, sweet. So I wouldn't think about it too much. It'd just be like, hey, this trailer? It has a cool energy to it. That's what I want.
It'd be like,
yeah.
Let's not ever do that.
That's huge. It's the amazing thing is that musical choice I never thought it would have such an impact on my future.
Didn't you get like a metal version of your intro from?
Yeah, and you know what happened? I put it on a video and people revolted. Here's the thing is that people that religiously watch my videos, they like there's a reason why they watch, you know what I mean? Or like to them, it's part of that. This is Sweetcast, they're not big in numbers, but they're into it. And so people got really upset. It's all the people that don't watch my videos very often, and when they happen to come up, they're like, "What? This is abrasive to my ears."
Can we hear it?
The metal one? Oh, I've got to find it.
People don't like change, but if you stick to your guns, they have to accept it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know.
Who are these people? Do they just watch The Office for the little intro in the beginning? It was the same. Must be the same every time.
No, they did. They flipped out. There were actually a few different metal versions. There was no like official contest. I'm gonna have to look and see if I can find it. But I just, I played all of them at different points. So it was a total, I think it was like 4 different songs or something. Let's see.
Vaughn, where you come from, do other people sound like you, or is it just you?
It's just me. My accent is a combination of just growing up in Oklahoma and also with parents who make you terrified of having like any kind of twang or redneck sound to your voice, because my parents were making fun of them all the time. Like growing up, like we'd be driving somewhere and some truck would go by and they'd be like, "Dang old dang-a-lang dang," and like make fun of it. So like there's people here that have way more of a Southern twang than me, but I don't know, man. It's a combination of just, people like, parents and friends I grew up with and whatever. But then like the rasp and like the hurt, like that's definitely from like being a bouncer in Chicago and drinking whiskey and smoking. So, and just living life.
It took a lot of work to get that voice.
Yeah, I've lived. Okay.
All right, so here's one of the themes. I can't even remember which one this is, so we'll play this. Here.
That is kick-ass.
Good.
Halftime.
Oh god, the baby showed up. That's creepy. That's a weird ending.
Yes.
So there was one. There are more. Let me see. I'll find some more. Keep things entertaining while I look.
Our movement is so
I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, good stuff, man.
Yeah, it's fun, but there's I don't know. There's people. It's just become a meme, basically, is all it is.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to find it.
One of them was on Facebook.
That's right, Gideon's Mob.
Gideon's Mob was on Facebook. I remember that. And it was couched in some riffs he was doing. So it wasn't all you.
No, yeah, he was doing all sorts of awesome heavy metal kind of stuff. I'm just dragging this over here.
Solo-y stuff.
Oh wait, what is this?
Pantera.
Oh my
God.
I'm afraid to get copyright stricken.
Yeah. That dude kind of looks like George from Seinfeld, but with hair.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was just a mashup of two different things, I think.
That's funny.
That is funny. There are more. I deleted my Facebook, so I can't get to Facebook.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'll see if I can dig it up.
I deleted it, and I don't regret it, even though I can't find this one song.
Now, how will all the wives in the neighborhood know what you're doing with your family?
You know what?
That's all Facebook is to me now. It's a surveillance device that women use.
Yeah,
each other and us.
I would pop. I stopped using it, but it's like when I did get on there, it was just it's like friends and family all telling you their opinions. It's like one big Thanksgiving dinner with everyone's opinions. It's like why would I want this? I don't care, what any of you think. Like we're shutting it down. So I think I don't know, it was so far a good choice. Maybe then that's the excuse to move over and get into Instagram, but I don't know, man. So far so good. I don't regret it.
I deleted mine a long time ago, and then I brought it back because I needed it for something. But now I want to delete it again because I don't need it for that thing anymore. And that's my story. Good night, everybody.
Cool story.
I can't delete mine because I have to have it for my job. Like my job is connected to it. If I delete it, I can't do my job. Part of my job. So it's just like, okay, I gotta have one of those things. This sucks.
Yeah. My brother-in-law was telling me that he didn't have a Facebook. He had one for a little while. He deleted it. He went in for a job interview, and the guy interviewing him was like, well, I tried to find your Facebook. What is it? And he's like, oh, I don't have it. And he said, you have to have a Facebook. It makes you look like a weirdo and your employers look at it. And so he got a Facebook. And I thought, what employer would be asking for you to have? I mean, this was a few years ago, so maybe things have evolved a little, but that's weird. I don't know. I'll never understand that. Like that makes you a more whole person.
It's pretty common practice now that big business will look through your Facebook profile, not just Facebook, all your social medias, and find out if you're a psychopath or what your views are on this topic.
They find out if you're a Comicsgate.
Yeah, it's so strange. I deleted LinkedIn. It won't delete. I deleted it years ago. It's still there.
LinkedIn is horrifying, isn't it? It's like every time I get an email from them, it's like, ugh. They're like, somebody's looking at you. And I'm just like, what? And it'll be like, one person looked at you for 8 seconds today. Don't you feel weird?
And you know it's like a surly coworker that's like, nah.
Or an ex checking up on you and like, is he successful yet or not? And like, I don't like update my LinkedIn. What am I going to update it with? Like, Comicsgate for life. Like, I'm just like, I'm going to delete it.
You could just save them time and just say like, I'm a bigot or something in your profile, and they wouldn't have to look any further.
Make a big statement. I don't know. I just would rather disappear. Not
a bigot. It's different.
Oh,
they changed the definition of bigot, guys.
Oh, what does it mean now?
It's like a person who's really not tolerant at all about anything ever. Like it's this long here. Like I could find it on my Twitter real quick.
Yeah, it's like what the insult tended to what they really meant.
Within like 1 year, they changed 4 words, man. 3. They changed within the last month. They changed the dictionary definition of court packing, bigot, and sexual preference. And I think almost all of those were talked about within these last few months.
Yeah, they're all linked to direct, like an exact thing that had political weight to it.
Yeah.
They also added the word that saying the word preference can be considered offensive. Ooh. Getting creepy, guys. It's creeping in.
Yeah,
Creepity.
Weird.
And then bigot got changed. Bigot is now, this cuts it off a little bit. I'll try to read it. A person who is obscenely or unreasonably attached to a belief, opinion, or faction, especially one who is prejudiced against or antagonistic toward a person or people on the basis of their membership in a particular group.
So if you hate Comicsgate, technically you're a bigot. Technically, by that definition. The weird thing is the definition of racism changed, and then everyone was like, no, it's always been like that. It's like, no, it had, like, you guys Webster Dictionary changed it. Like it changed. It didn't use it used to be much more simple than it is now. I don't know. Yeah, it's what they do.
It used to just mean a person who is intolerant towards those who hold different opinions.
Bigot. Yeah.
Now it's this like long, like it's just a long run-on sentence of like someone bitching me out. It's like
it's like they're memes too. They can't meme. It's like a
yeah.
I had a buddy send me a meme about how the left can't meme, and it was Anakin and Obi-Wan, and I can't explain it to you. I have to show it to you.
Can you find it? Is it on Facebook?
I'll post it here. I got it right here.
Okay. Yeah, it's so weird.
They can't meme, and I saw them talking to themselves the other day like they do, and they were like, the reason you don't understand their memes because like maybe they're more intellectual, like they're outside your realm of thinking. You're a low IQ. And it was just like, nah, you're just you guys are stupid. I'm not reading all that.
Memes are meant to be pointed and direct. And they can't offend the left can't offend anybody because then they'll get swarmed by their own. So they have to have these long drawn out explanations for their memes.
And often
they implode themselves.
It'll be cartoons that educate you. Like that's what like I've seen like, did you know that? And it'll just like explain something, but there are comics in the background, you know.
I'm not
really
reading a lot.
That would be a great stream. We should go over memes from the left and just meme review it. That would be great.
Speaking of Anakin and Obi-Wan, did you see the news?
It Disney Plus is going to be doing a whole bunch more Star Wars stuff? Is that it?
Lando's mustache is getting a series. Did you hear?
Hayden Christensen is going to be back as Darth Vader in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series.
Wow. Okay.
It's all Obi-Wan's fault.
Is that good or bad?
I don't know.
Probably good for him. He
was the learner. Now he is the master. I mean, what happened? They're going to be. This is the slow walk to retconning or rebooting the original trilogy.
Why? Oh God! Don't even start me. Why can't they do something that's new that doesn't tie into the original series? It kills me.
I don't know. It all hinges on that.
If you were able to do a Star Wars TV show series, what would you do?
I would do the storyline from what's it called?
Shadows of the Empire.
No,
that's a game. That's a good one.
Rogue Squadron.
No, the game they made, the role playing game. It had Revan and
Jedi
Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah, that was a sick storyline. I'd do that. That was wicked.
That has a lot of fans, definitely.
I would do ex-Senator Jar Jar. That would be it. What happens after?
That's awesome.
His slow descent.
You better hire Narwhal to draw that, man. And then, Rob, you got to be careful because that has so many fans, man. If you did anything wrong, like they'd come after your balls, man. They'd rip your mohawk right off.
Well, that's the thing, man. I was saying this the other day, man. I'm scared to watch TV shows I love because I don't know what they're doing with them anymore. It's like Star Trek, man. This whole Discovery thing. I'm like,
oh God, sorry.
There's more Indiana Jones coming too. I heard. There's they're gonna have like 15 new Marvel series on Disney Plus.
I was seeing this lady, and she put on like the last episode of this like ongoing show that I've never seen or even really heard of, called The 100.
Okay,
you guys heard of this stuff?
I've heard of it.
I love this show. Everyone's so hot and blah. And I was like, okay, let's see. And like, it's one of those shows. Like, it's this new. I almost want to call it a new genre that should be studied. It's so funny. It's so SJW. It's so like the leads are all like hot white women with like perfect hair and makeup, and they wear like tough motorcycle jackets and like shoot everyone like and do kung fu and wall jumps, and everybody flips over and dies, and they're like, "What's up?" And they've got like one-liners, and then like everyone else is just a minority. Like there are no white guys. If there are guys, they're all like emasculated and like, and all the women are leaders, and they're like all like war paint, and like I was just laughing. so hard, and then everyone's gay, with everyone the whole time, and I was just like, this, I just can't stop laughing at this. And for her, it was like the climactic end to this series that she's watched many seasons of. She's like a big fan of. She's like crying, people are dying, there's this huge war, cataclysm, and I'm just like, like laugh. I couldn't stop, but it was more than 100 laughs. I'll give you that. I'll give them that.
What's the show called?
Huh?
What's the show?
The 100.
Oh, the 100.
100. Everyone's like in leather, and everyone's like, diverse. What's up? And like, then they're all gay. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen. And she was so into it that I didn't held back a lot of laughter. I didn't want to make her feel bad. I wonder, but I was just like studying it and going, damn, this is something else. This is something to be studied. Just watch the last episode of the whole thing. It just aired or something. She was, or it's on streaming or whatever. I was just like, okay, this is something else. This is unlike anything I've ever seen. So it was interesting. It was like soap opera for girls and very like feministy meets like Hollywood glam, meets like the Diversity Squad. It was, all the women were in leadership positions. All the men were in weird like unitard things and like, what should we do? And like, I was like, what's going on? Okay. It's just amazing. They're making an art form without realizing it out of just inverting things in such a weird way that it's gotten like turned into like comedy. I don't know. I find that fascinating.
Vaughn,
dude, I'd watch a show about you watching shows. That'd be so hilarious.
Yeah, we could have a Vaughn does a MST3K of SJW nonsense in modern media.
Oh man, I've thought about it because I say some funny things and then she just gets mad at me and then hits me and I just laugh because like I cannot believe these shows. I want to start. I'm just gonna pull up my phone and start recording, saying stuff like this is let you guys see the horror. It's funny.
That was. I'm trying to remember what the show was called. It was an AMC show. It was like a kung fu post-apocalyptic. What's that show called?
The Walker Ranger, I think.
Everyone's in trench coats and like
the
motorcycles and
not the Borderland, the something
To
land.
be good, but
Into the Badlands.
Into the Badlands. That's it. It started out fantastic, but as it got going, it did feel like it was like, hey, just a reminder, women are strong and powerful. Like it ended up getting so like if there was a female character, you knew that she would kill everybody. She was unstoppably strong, and it just ended up becoming like every time,
Dude, if women are so strong and powerful, why would they need to be reminded that they're so strong and powerful all the time? Why is everything designed to be a self-esteem commercial for them all the time? Like, are women really that hard up for like stroking and like ego stroking? I don't think they are. I think they're fine. I think they are strong, but like this just, it's like infantile almost. It's
and have the one female character that, just like with the male character, like you have the one character that's like Replicator here, how about that segue? Have one character that's dominating people. It's a special, unique thing to be that powerful, not like inherent with your chromosomes, or your preference.
My next book has 3 female characters that are like going to be some of the most memorable badass characters you're ever going to see in comics. Like
when did it change?
I love it.
When did it change? Like we grew up, right? We grew up with characters like Ellen Ripley and Sarah Connor and Laura Croft, even on the PlayStation. Like when did it change into what it is now? Like now it's just like Vaughn said, infantile, like wishing, like I don't even know, like power fantasy. Like it's super weird, and the characters have no depth.
Right. When I was in film school, I wasn't allowed to graduate until I took this one very like ominous course that was called Culture, Race, and Media, and that was the course for indoctrinating you and telling you how to think and feel on everything. But it emphasized messaging, and that's what they're about. And you have to remember this when you watch their stuff, analyze it, talk about it, whatever, because their messaging is where it's at, So I think more and more people are getting out of those schools over time, and they carry this seed of social justice, and we have to worry about messaging, and they get into these positions of power in film. We're on a kick where it's like we're obsessed with women, and we're obsessed with putting them in positions of power, and they're getting into those positions, and they're making it. Too many of them are activist style women, not just normal badass artist women. And those activist ones are making it all about them because they've been taught the oppression narrative. I'm oppressed. Now it's my turn. That's why the new Star Wars was made the way it was when it was handed to Kathleen Kennedy. It was this, you had your fun. It's our turn now. You know, toxic masculine stuff is out. It's our turn, you know? So there's this, from a lot of the art out there and the way they're changing comics and that, what is it? I'm not Firestar, you know, things like that. It's got that very like snooty, like, you know, you had your turn. It's our time to be in the spotlight, you know? And you're just kind of going, nobody kept you out, you know? Nobody kept them out. So I don't know.
That's not true. We've had our tree houses that said no girls.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
I never
had
did
their
that.
tea parties and they said no boys.
But the thing is, like, even in comics, there have been women working in comics for a very long time.
It's the 30s.
Yeah. And doing really cool stuff too, you know, at points. But yeah, there's this like, I don't know what you'd call it, but like you get taught at the end of film school or any school for that matter. You have a responsibility when you work as a professional to put this ideology into practice. So then you go in, you get a job, and then part of your job is to hire other people that represent these ideas. Not, you know, they have to say, not just like they look and fit the part, they have to agree with it. And then pretty soon it's like you're just pulling people in, and then that becomes more important than the storytelling.
It's definitely become more about messaging than anything. And they believe that women are oppressed, and that in order to make them feel strong and compete with men and whatever, they need this like constant ego stroking messaging that that like I've met women who I can tell that stuff has gone to their heads, and I don't put up with it. Like I immediately dislike them. You know what I mean? Like I'm really fed up with them. Like when they got an attitude and like they're real arrogant like that. I just can't stand those women.
And it's obnoxious because I think most women are totally cool, normal people. Yeah. I think of my wife, like she looks at this kind of stuff and she's like, what? You know? Yeah. And it's just, I don't know, but that's how they want it to be presented in media though. Like there's this one woman that you have to be. This is what a strong, successful woman looks like.
I've worked with women on every one of my main like books that I've made since like Jasper the Shank, Kataru Witch Hunter, and then Monster MD, the first version and the second version. Like I've had women on the team. It's never been a thing. A lot of people are working with a lot of great women within Comicsgate. It's never been a big issue, but it's turned into like, ha ha ha, like we're hiring her because she's a woman and her voice matters. And it's definitely about discriminating against talent. And I just can't imagine living in a world where we throw out the right person for the job for someone else because they got the right gender. It's so weird.
I would never write or work on a book with a female lead. Never, ever would I ever do that.
I was gonna say, how many are there? There are probably
go back Battlebrick Road, by the way.
There are probably more female character leads than there are females that are reading, like in Comicsgate, that are producing or reading them. There are so many female characters. And it's just because, I don't know, it's interesting. Like it just depends on the story, you know, like I don't know. Not everything has a deeper meaning. Sometimes you just want to make a cool story. Yeah. Like Replicator 3. Rob, tell us. I want to refresh it, but I haven't. We've been all over the place. It's been a fun conversation though. Everyone back Replicator. Rob's here. Rob, tell us why everyone should back Replicator.
Good story. it doesn't really fit into any genre. It takes things that you love from everything, like, you know, mutants, robots. There's no people standing around a water cooler talking. There's action for days. The art is incredible. Aaron L. Fetcher did issue 2. Like, that's the level, you know, that we're trying to keep. It has sensational covers by some of the best artists. You know, and you get extra swag too. Like, we've got six print stretch goals unlocked at the moment. We'll get to the 7th one. And yeah, you get all these extras, and it's going to be bagged, boarded, shipped in a Gemini-like mailer. We don't have the actual Gemini mailer here, but we'll have one very similar with tracking. Yeah, and like hot chicks, buff dudes, fight scenes, action, great art. It's all it is, man. It's just,
dude, that war scene where you got those skull troopers like pointing and shooting and blazing everything.
Yeah,
and like these like mutant people show up or whatever with these abilities, or just like whatever, like they're gonna cut you down. Like, that's cool. I like it when like you got that crazy battlefield full of like the shock troopers just blazing, and then like these like lone badasses show up and they're just like, I'm gonna take you all out. And like, it reminds me a little bit of like Aeon Flux. The way the like, if you ever watch any of that, something about the way that people look a little bit and some of the designs that I'm seeing. It also just like the massive war, and then like the badasses show up and just take everybody out.
I've said this before, but this design with it looks like a skull that's just underneath glass.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah,
exactly. It's so cool looking. It's such a cool design. I don't know that I've seen anything quite like that. And then it makes me ask questions like, how does that work? How are these creatures? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's interesting. Don't answer the questions, because the way we got to read it. But
that was Aaron. That was Aaron's design. I'm like, because we had them in issue 1, and they're like, you know, futuristic looking. But I'm like, we need to step this up, man. We need to make them look wicked. So I'm like, I showed him some reference with this skull mask from another comic book, and then he's gone ahead and done that. So like, he's incredible. He's a great artist.
Nice.
Really great looking book.
And if you're new to the series, just pick up the featured perk right there. You get all 3 issues for 40. It should be 45 US, but the exchange rate keeps changing, so apologies, it's 47. And then, you know, you've got all the individual covers you can pick up individually, or you can get the everything perk, which has everything. And there should be. Sorry.
What does it have?
Everything.
Ah, okay.
But there, you know, Kyle Ritter he's meant to be working on coloring that Rob Willis cover for us right now. If it happens, it's going to get added onto that everything perk for free. So, and there's only 25 of those left, if I can do maths on a stream, which is a big risk.
That's a good deal. It's $89 for everything. It's a very good deal.
69. Yeah.
The other thing.
No, here's the thing. I want to point out though, because of all those variant covers, like, you're juggling a lot of different creative teams too, which can be hard to do. So be careful with that too. It sounds like you got it under controls.
Yeah, I mean, I've learned heaps doing this whole thing. Like, you know, I've got a few rules I go by now. Like, if you start having problems with an artist, it's not going to get better. It only gets worse. I've found that out.
Oh my God.
Times.
That's so sad.
Yeah, so it's honestly better just to cut ties and go a different direction before you throw too much money at trying to make it work. That's a biggie. That's a biggie for this.
You just lose money.
Yeah, and Eric Weathers is jumping on board too, man. So he's going to be the letter on issue 3, which is going to be sick. I'm really excited.
Very nice.
Looking forward to it.
What's cool here is the Replicator, all 3 issues, 92s. You like added nearly 100. By the time the campaign's over, would not surprise me at all if it's over 100. Brand new readers. That's fantastic. Like that. Yeah. That's every time I'm selling Downcast 1 and 2, it's like there's a brand new reader. Like, I don't know, there's just so much. That's why I'm like, there have to be able to keep selling books beyond just the crowdfunding campaign.
And Michael Bancroft had someone on his show the other day who was doing a second campaign, so like issue 2, and he didn't have like a separate perk for like new people, like issue 1 and issue 2. Like you had to go in and add it as an add-on. I'm like, dude, man, you've got to make that as simple as possible for new people to come in and pick up both copies like that. Like, can't do it as add-ons or any of that malarkey. So, and the cool thing about that is, Clint, like, there's probably another 40 people with secret perks on that one, and if you go down to the all 3 covers, there's probably about another 90 people that have picked that up as a secret perk. So that's pretty cool too. Yeah,
very cool. Check it out, everybody. Replicator. There's only 4 days left, and Rob is growing this franchise. I don't know what to call it. This story, the series. There we go. Series. He's growing it, snowballing hard too. I can't wait to see the next one. That's cool. I mean, that's some serious growth. That's great. So check it out. Links in the description, and we've been posting it in the chat as well. Do check it out. I think I'm going to wrap up the stream, but this has been fun, guys.
We should talk about growing like comics one day. That'd be an interesting.
Growing the series, like new readers, is what you mean?
New readers, what you guys are doing, how you're doing it, what directions are you going in? Are you going down social media? Are you focusing just on YouTube? What are you doing different to all the other people that are doing the same thing?
Yeah, that'd be a good topic. I'm still learning too. That would be, you could make a whole other reference guide for that one.
Yeah, you could.
Could be like the advanced
how to letter comics.
That's right. Yeah. I'll get on Instagram. I'm going to be like an Instagram. I'll just be like makeup tutorials because that works. And be like, oh, by the way, guys.
I made a video on how to write comics the Von way. And I was like, I'll make this a quick 10-minute one. I looked up, it was like 45 minutes long. And I was like, yeah, I can't subject people to this rambling. So I need to figure something out. Maybe just do it in steps. But
yeah, I made a video series, like 3 videos on how to write comics, but now I look at it and I want to redo the whole thing.
You've changed this then. Yeah, you've evolved.
I've evolved, but I think I can explain it a lot better too. Like the process and more efficiently, like it'll save you some trouble, if you just consider these things at these points and, some of that jazz. So yeah, that'd be a fun stream. Yeah, let's do it again. I don't know when I'm streaming. It's gonna at least, it might be even Monday again. Mondays just work great. Thursday worked good this week, but we'll be streaming. So appreciate everyone. I don't even care. We'll just stream when we feel like it.
Yeah,
that's right.
Love us for it.
That's right. Thanks everybody, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye everyone.